What's going on, everyone? Hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. And for those who celebrate, obviously, I hope you all definitely had a nice little feast. So, this one is going to be a very quick and easy, digestible episode to have here on the Full Power Podcast channel. I, of course, am here with our boy, Nasalul IQ Ooch. Welcome back once again for this one, episode 174. So again, this is a quick one. It's not going to be the usual length. And so yeah, this one's pretty easy. I asked last week at the time of this video's release what you guys were thankful for. So for those that were able to answer within the allotted time from when I asked to when we recorded this, because obviously our normal recording time was not going to be a thing due to the holiday. So yeah, but here we are. So IQ, now that you're here, I would like to start with you. Go ahead, let us know, what are you thankful for? And it can literally be about anything.
I am thankful for Pokemon TCG Pocket for everything it's done for me. Is giving me good cards.
Okay.
Recently, it's been giving me bad cards, but like gotta balance out the good luck and the bad luck.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm thankful for that, and thankful for the year being almost over and my semester is over.
Facts. All right, those are some good ones right there. Yeah, that game is very fun. I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful that you're playing it, because that's also something that you and I and Dad and Brandon can all enjoy together. It's not every day we all have a game where we all line up with. So it's nice to have that. Okay, so now I do have a bunch of responses that I am now going to read from you guys. So what I'll do is I will, per usual, start with the Patreon folks, because obviously these are Patreon exclusive episodes, at least for a limited time, because based on how this is coming out, this will be a timed exclusive, and I will put this out so that on the normal YouTube, so that everyone can see it as a little thank you for being, in the thankful and Thanksgiving spirit or whatever. So anyway, so this comes from our boy Odd Man Out. Yeah. So he writes, I'm thankful for the inspiration and drive to be better while still being imperfect that our animated counterparts remind us of. It's a nice escape from the numbness of society these days. I will literally ding the hell out of that. And I gotta say, that is something that I am also very thankful for as well. I really love how a lot of mediums in entertainment, like games and anime specifically, or in general for sure, and other things like comics and manga, like I love how those things can always drive us to be better in some ways. And I think that when people look past the face value of what a lot of these things are, they can really start to understand why folks like us really, really love what they are and what they represent and what they can mean for a lot of people like us. So thank you so much for that response. I really do love that, and I am definitely thankful for that as well. So this one also comes from JD. So JD, normally he would have joined me for an episode like this, and unfortunately Housetop is not here either. But JD was able to text in his response to me, so I can read this for you guys. So JD writes, I would say I'm most thankful for the bonds. Since the summer camp days in elementary school, I made a lot of friends bonding over Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and more. On top of that, the ideals and messages about powering through adversity. Yeah, man, similar to what Odd Man Out was saying. Like yeah, I'm definitely thankful for a lot of the bonds and the friendships that I've made through not even just anime, but just anything that I have had the pleasure and the privilege to experience, whether that was like at school or any types of clubs or camps that I was in at a young age, or even any of the sports that I had played back in the day, all through like middle school, high school, college. There's been so many different avenues, I guess, you could say, that I'm sure a lot of you guys hearing and listening to this could relate to. And it definitely, it's very strange, because sometimes even with games, like there's a lot of video games that can bring us all together. And just like with games, that same thing applies with anime. All it takes sometimes is to have like a t-shirt on or something that kind of signifies like, hey, like I'm a fan of this, because like why the hell else will you be wearing that shit? And all you need is that to spark a conversation, like, oh, I love Dragon Ball Z too, and like, and like the next thing you know, you have like a lifelong friend. So that's definitely something that I'm thankful for. In addition to JD writing that. So again, JD, thank you for that. Definitely really appreciate that response. Now, let me go over and read what we have over from the YouTube side of things. So this person says, I'm thankful for witnessing the last work we have of Toriyama Sensei. Now, let me tell you this. Thank you for the comment. Now, I will say, this is a tough one. And I haven't been able to have this opportunity. Really, I mean, we've talked about Toriyama's passing in previous episodes, but I feel like I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if I can't even remember back to how that whole discussion went, because I'm not a fan of death, and I don't think a lot of us are. And it's not that it's not like we can prevent it because it's inevitable. It's gonna eventually happen to all of us, and obviously, even with me talking about it like that right now, it bothers me because I don't like thinking about it, more or less like just even talking about it. But I definitely would like to just point out that like Toriyama's passing, I affected a lot of us. And like I'm sure there's some that are out there that are probably wondering like, well, how could it affect you? Because it's not like you knew the man. It's not like you were his neighbor or someone that he knew, like this was basically a stranger. And he's not in your life, but the truth is Toriyama's been in all of our lives, like because of his imagination and because of his penmanship and his artistic talent and his ability to combine all of that and to make a story that quite literally changed the world, whether you want to admit that or not, is something that I don't take lightly. I really have like a very like I don't the way I want to word this is going to sound weird, but like, and maybe you guys can relate to this, but like I have a love for that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a bond that is obviously a very unique one because we don't know each other. We were never in each other's lives in person or IRL, if you will. But the fact that he had such an impact because of making Dragon Ball and because of how I came across Dragon Ball and discovered it, and what that kind of led me personally down this path towards doing this podcast, doing a series of reaction videos on my main channel that really, gave me some sort of a booming period on YouTube to even getting recognized at KamehaCon from other fans of the franchise. There's a lot that would not have happened had it not have been for that one person. And he's very special. And even though he's gone, I don't really feel like he is. I feel like for a very, 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 very long time, I think he is what I guess I would like to consider immortal, because he has had such a profound impact on all of us that it's a long lasting, everlasting effect. And he is going to be with us now and forever. So this is another, nice little RIP to our boy, to our man Toriyama-san, Toriyama Sensei. And as far as we are experiencing his last work, hold on to that thought, because there might be something else that he was working on that we will maybe find out sooner than later. So hold on to that. Daima may not be the last thing just yet. So this next person says the awesome music from any major fights, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and One Piece. Okay, nice. All right. Definitely thankful for great OSTs, man. Let me tell you, a great soundtrack definitely makes all the difference, you know. And I'm glad that we have some folks out there that are thankful for their soundtracks because let me tell you, like, I'm not trying to start a debate, okay? But I can't not emphasize or at least bring up that I am from a generation of fans that grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, bits and pieces of it, on Toonami on TV. There were a few times that I could think back where Papa Ooch, right? Shouts to dad. He was able to actually get VHS tapes of Dragon Ball Z episodes that I don't even think aired at the time. Um, Certainly ones that at the time I did not recognize if I even saw that on TV or not yet, but he was able to get like one or two. I don't even know if I still have those somewhere in a box somewhere. I'd have to really go digging. But either way, I bring all that up because I grew up listening to the Bruce Falconer score. Okay. Now, again, I'm not here to debate. I'm only here to bring forth factual bits of information about the feeling that that soundtrack brought out in a lot of people from my generation. And yeah, whether or not there are some that are from my generation that they want to ignore that or, you know, what have you, it is what it is. Some can turn into purists, some can be, you know, that or maybe they were purists the entire time and you know, once they found out that the or English version of Dragon Ball Z was essentially re-scripted to be something that it really wasn't meant to be. Obviously, that can leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, but at the end of the day, your memories are your memories. Your experiences are your experiences. And boy, when I was watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid and hearing all those songs from Vegeta's theme to Cell's theme to Gohan's theme and to one of my personal favorites, and I'm sure it's yours too, that Super Saiyan 3 theme. Okay. Because of those sounds, because of those tracks, it changed our lives. It literally changed our lives. And for the record, it changed a lot of people's lives to the point where to this day, people are making remixes of that song and featuring it in other animes and other videos and whatnot. And that song in particular is such an iconic track that it has left its mark. It is also immortal, just like with Toriyama Sensei. It is something that is just never going to go away. And no matter what kind of debate or what kind of, you know, truth or whatever that you have, it is what it is, you know. And Dragon Ball Super, you know, I talk a lot about Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball Super soundtrack, very good as well. Very good as well. One Piece, I'm not too. Obviously, I'm not very familiar with it at all just yet. I consider myself a baby One Piece fan only because I started the manga and I have fell off on it just because of life circumstances, and I just haven't had time to delve back into the manga for One Piece, and I have not started any of the anime episodes. So I'm only about 44 chapters in, is where I left off. So I haven't heard any of One Piece's soundtracks or openings outside of the first one. That first song is fire. The that song is fucking amazing. I love that song. I will ding some One Piece right there. Gotta give a shout out to some One Piece. I think that might be all the responses. I'm just gonna do a quick little check on my socials here to see if anyone did answer by any last chance. Oh, I know I do have one right here. Okay, perfect. So this person, ooh, this is a good one. Okay. So this person says the fact that it even exists, or maybe they said they meant I. When back in the days I was off from school and Dragon Ball Z Kai would always be on TV and brung my childhood alive. The power for it to even bring a smile out of me during the rough days of grinding and working, these animes always seem to make the days better and have my inner child happy as well. We all love anime. Yeah, this, yeah, I'm glad that I asked this because I really do feel like this is a question that it's kind of, it's, I don't want to say it's a shame, but at the same time, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like this is like obviously something that we're doing because of Thanksgiving, but I feel like this is something that maybe we should do a little bit more often than when it's just the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I'm getting at here. I I do I do appreciate how people feel about that, about how anime has had such an impactful presence in their lives. And we all have our own shit to worry about, and we all have like our own like day-to-day things that we're grinding through, whether it's work or content or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And anime has a very special place in a lot of folks' hearts, and it's so cool to hear and to see that obviously, like, we're not the only ones, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely love this. I definitely resonate with this. Thank you for that. For that, there you go. Clap it up, folks, for that comment. Um, yeah, imagine like a world without anime. Like that'd be so weird. Some might say like, oh, we'd probably just find whatever that we're feeling now through other things, because there's definitely a lot of other things that we can, of course, like relate to or like look to and like find some sort of like inspiration. Especially, I feel like as you get older, you find more appreciation and understanding with any of these mediums, and what they are offering to you. And it's not just like a visual experience, but it's like almost like a life type, a life changing experience, because of how it can make you think and feel and like consider people's stances, and then you apply that to your own life and stuff like that. So yeah, we do have a few more. So let's see. This person says, thankful that the industry has realized that filler arcs are pointless. Breaks in between seasons has raised the quality of anime in general. You know what? Let's go. I want to cite my source. I really do believe that Geekdom said what I'm about to say, and I think that an anime like Dragon Ball for sure would definitely benefit from having or adopting the seasonal style of releasing episodes, because obviously in a perfect world we'd love to have a new episode every week all year round with little to no breaks in between. Kind of, oh, there's my pack stamina. I don't know if you guys heard that. But little to no in between, where we can just always know there's going to be a new episode coming out. Now, I'm okay with accepting that that's kind of unrealistic nowadays, especially because there's but so many animators out there, and a lot of these talented folks are expressing and utilizing those talents elsewhere as well, like on other animes and other projects. So it'd be kind of weird for me, a human being, to tell another human being what I think they should do because of what I want. Realistically, at this point, what I want, and this is something that I hope that everyone else would want, for the sake of those amazing and talented human beings, I would love for them to be able to work in the way that makes them feel great, and they're delivering something of high quality to us that we are obviously thankful for, and for them to get the proper rest and to come back fresh and stronger than before on some Zio shit, if you feel me. Because I think that anime during that have seasonal release times and schedules where we're not expecting the next part or the next season of whatever it is for like another year or year and a half or what have you. I think that's healthy. And what ends up happening is we get a better product out of it. So I really think that that needs to definitely be talked about more and appreciated more. So that way we see those practices happening in just about everything. So thank you for that comment. That is definitely something I'm thankful for as well. And I'm hoping that especially for something like Dragon Ball, and again, this is what Geekdom was saying, is that Dragon Ball will definitely benefit from that type of a format where, they give us like 20 episodes, 30 episodes, or however many for like that year, and they take, however much time off, and then we get something new like the following year or whatever the time difference is. So that way it can give the animators a break, some rest, and it's not, of something that's of high demand. And honestly, it'll always be in high demand because it's Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like when things are popular, they're always going to be in high demand. When they've had such a lasting impact on the world, they're always going to be in high demand, no matter what they end up doing with the project or the lack thereof, unfortunately. And so I think that especially when you take something away, people just want it more anyway. So having like the in between of giving it, taking it, giving it, taking it is something that's not all that bad anyway. So this next person says, I'm thankful that we actually got a good live action anime action in recent years with One Piece that I recently started watching. Hopefully they can keep up that good work with a possible introduction of Chopper in season 2. Now, I haven't seen the live action One Piece on Netflix, but I've only heard good things about it. And I'm happy that there's others out there that are also loving what they saw. And that's a good thing. And that's another thing that I guess, yeah, we definitely all be thankful for that because finally, some of these studios are really understanding like what it truly takes to make a successful and more faithful, truthful adaptation of anime. So shout out to that for sure. I hope that those things continue to happen in whatever the future holds for anime fans, for live action fans. And, I hope we get to a point where live action is something that people don't necessarily have any bad feelings towards. I hope that one day we can, when we hear the word the live action, we don't automatically cringe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope it's one of those things where we hear it and we're just like, oh, like we get excited. It's like, oh yeah, like I want to see a live action version of this and that and this. And I mean, just to name a few off the top of my head, like Erased was really good. Bleach was definitely really good. And I really enjoyed the Last Airbender live action that happened on Netflix. Not the old one where it was on, because I don't know who the fuck that is, right? But I mean, yeah, like I'd really think like you'd have to make something terrible. Like Dragon Ball Evolution, that is unexcusable. That is literally one of the examples that I know that people hold on to so strongly, as well as that Avatar one that I just tried to mention, not the newer one, but the older one. And even the Attack on Titan live action movies, bro, like, oh my god, like when a studio strays way too far away from what the original source was like, it just leaves a very bad taste in a lot of fans' mouths. And let's not forget, like, we, the anime fans, are the ones that they should be obviously trying to cater towards and make these other projects for, these adaptations for, because, like, there's no way you're going to introduce new fans by giving just a general shit product, because if it's shit, we're obviously going to say it's shit. Like, that's just how that works. So by default, when others that are on the outside see that we hate it, what the fuck? How are they going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's common sense. But yeah, I am definitely thankful for live action adaptations getting it together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely dinging and shouting that out. But yeah, I guess I'll end it with me and what I'm thankful for. I'm obviously thankful for my family, my friends, my fiance. I'm thankful for having you guys on the YouTube, on the Patreon. I'm thankful for just being alive, you know, like I'm thankful for having the amount of strength and passion that I do to continue on with this wild dream of mine to become a full-time content creator. And even though saying the words content creator is starting to really annoy the shit out of me, I just want to get there. You know, I want to really show you guys and the rest of the world that I am one of the good ones. Okay? I am one of the good ones in the sense of I love what I do and I just want to do it more. And I want to do it so much so to the point where it is something that is feasible enough to not only support myself, but to support my family. And it's been a long time coming. I've been on this platform for more than what the date on some of my socials will tell you. It'll probably say like 2014 or something like that. So I mean, decade. I've been around for a decade. I've been around longer than that. I could promise you that right now. I've been doing all sorts of YouTube content ever since I was literally in middle school on older channels, and it's been a passion of mine. I obviously went to school for video and audio, and you know all those things that kind of come with that with the lay of the land there, like radio and all that kind of stuff. But I had a passion even before I took on that major in school. I was already teaching myself how to edit videos and to do all those types of things and getting into capturing footage and gameplay and all that kind of stuff that comes along with it. And I'm really thankful for, to even just to name some people like my boy Sweet Johnny Cage. I'll tell you guys this. If I did not have my boy Johnny in my life, who knows if I'd actually still be here right now making this video and doing all the things that I am doing right now, getting myself so involved and invested in, and like discovering this love that I have for doing this kind of thing. Definitely, I'm definitely super thankful and appreciative of him being in my life, being like, one of my best friends, an older brother figure that I'm fortunate enough that he is still very involved in my life. So thank you again, Johnny. And I'm sorry, but yes, I will get back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Do not hurt me, okay? Um, and yeah, like I already emphasized family, friends, my fiance, and especially my fiance. She definitely shows her support. And I love her for that. I love that she wants me to do this. So it definitely goes a long way, and it is helpful. So thank you for that. Um, and yeah, and I guess to add on to a lot of the responses that we got tonight on this episode, yeah, man, anime and games have really had a number on me for sure. Like I feel like all of the media that we've consumed collectively ever since like the 90s has has been absorbed by my essence. It's so weird to even say it like that, but like truly it really is. And that's like kind of how I feel. It's like I look at older pictures of me, and like obviously like there's some physical changes, but like I don't feel any different. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel any different than how I felt like 10 years ago. And it helps to, have healthy habits, exercise, eat right and all that kind of stuff. But like I feel like it is because of anime. It is because of manga and comics and video games and just really investing in the things you love and the things that you're passionate about and the things that bring you joy and entertainment and those feelings of losing yourself and just getting lost in these worlds that are, in effect created by other people. It's magical. It's like super super dope. It's so wonderful. I love it. And I'm so thankful for all of it. And I think those things are why I can maintain some sort of level of youth to me. And I feel like as long as we all stay true to ourselves and still love and enjoy the things that we do, I think that's the key to staying young for a really, really, really long time. I don't want to say forever, but maybe in our hearts, but obviously, like, we can't avoid aging and all that other shit and all that. But that's how I feel. So, oh, really quick, I just wanted to throw out some random thankful things because I brought them down here to show you guys. So, I am definitely thankful for Digimon, okay? I recently got this in the mail. So this is the Digimon the movies. It comes with the first 3 movies from Japan as their own individual movie. So I don't know if you guys are any Digimon fans out there. And if you didn't know this, I guess you're gonna know now. But our movie that came out back in the day was just one giant movie that actually featured all 3 of these films, but they were basically like different acts. It was weird, but they were clearly separate movies, all just in one presentation. So it was cool that they did that back in the day, but now for the first time, English and Japanese versions for Movie Collection 1, literally right here on this Blu-ray set. So, and it has an all new English dub bringing back the original cast. So, like, come on. I am thankful for that. I am thankful. I think this was Discotech Media. Yep, that they're the ones that were responsible for this. I'm thankful for all the voice actors that came back to reprise their roles for Digimon, because I don't want to really talk a lot about Digimon on this podcast, but like Digimon is an anime that I definitely loved as a kid. I still love it now. I'm not as, I guess, into it as, Dragon Ball. Like, I'm not as knowledgeable, I guess, is what I should say, but I love Digimon enough to where when I saw that they were doing a special Blu-ray release that included a brand new English dub for the 3 movies that we never got in that type of format, like as their own individual things, that's fire. So definitely thank you. Shout outs to everyone involved in that. And I can't wait to pop this open and to watch them. And I got to give a shout out to I'm gonna take you for a ride. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection, the fighting collection, the arcade classics. Now, obviously, I've had this digitally for a while, ever since it came out a few months ago. Thanks to Capcom, the folks at Capcom, love you guys. I'm a Capcom creator, for those that don't know. But I am holding a piece of history, okay, in my hands. The fact that I have a physical version of not just Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but realistically Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but all these games that are featured on this disc in 2024 is amazing. I am so happy. And it does come with a comic book included, which I'm looking forward to checking out for myself. But yeah, I'm a big fighting game fan, for those that don't know. I've been playing fighting games for as long as I've liked anime. I've been playing video games in general, but fighting games has always been one of my favorite genres. And I've never been very good at the Marvel vs. Capcom series, but I've always loved it enough to still want to play, especially with friends around the same skill level, so that way it's way more fun. And obviously, like, I'm involved with the fighting community, pretty much for as long as I've been on here for the last 10 years, doing commentary, just running events, helping other events, and being a competitor as well. And traveling all around, not only the U.S., but the world. I've been to London for these events. I've been to Japan for these events. So, yeah, I'm very thankful for Capcom. I'm very thankful for Marvel to have finally come together and to figure out that, yes, there is still an audience for this, and people still love the Marvel vs. Capcom series, especially on the retro side of things. And so I know that I ain't the only one that has a physical copy of this. And actually, I thought I could have sworn I pre-ordered one for the Switch as well. So I made sure I had both versions. And that obviously will mean that we will more than likely have a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 in the future. So I just wanted to bring these 2 things down just to kind of show something off, outside of just telling you guys my words and what I'm thankful for. But I'm thankful for everyone that participated in time, and I'm sorry that if you're watching this after the fact and you did respond, I apologize. But yes, it's without any secret. I am, of course, recording this before Thanksgiving, so that way on Thanksgiving I can appropriately spend the time with my family, with everyone, without having to worry about, doing any type of videos and whatnot. I feel like everyone at some point, no matter how passionate or how deep dive, I can't even speak right now. No matter how deep they are into their own stuff, I think it is important to disconnect and to reconnect with those that are around you, especially immediately around you, and to experience. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really important. It's a part of all of this too. So thank you guys again. This is a very like untraditional type of podcast episode, but again, I did want to have something for you guys, so that way we weren't like missing anything. But I felt like this would be special enough in its own way, not filling the full hour, but something nonetheless. And I think it's something that maybe a lot of y'all, hopefully, will take something away from. So, as always, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves and checking out all the socials and supporting this podcast and everything that I'm doing in any way that you can, whether it's liking the video, subscribing, leaving a comment, leaving a super thanks, subscribing to the Patreon, becoming a Thriving Lazaru, all that and more. I am very, very thankful and appreciative of all of you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your days and holidays coming up. Like I said before, take care of yourselves. May the power protect you. Blog Loader right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, stay the hell inside. I'll see y'all next time.